Hey, this video is for ocean drainage. Um, Subject is 18M. Need to figure out how I should follow my. Um, Need to figure out if I should follow my dreams. Please read. I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. I got accepted to community college about 2 hours away. Was planning on getting an apartment with my best friend and his girlfriend. And after my girlfriend finished her first year in the university she's at in the same town, moved in with us and all that stuff. Or move in with us and all that stuff. Planning on having her move in with you guys. See, the problem is that sounds great, and it does. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, okay, different. There's a rabbit trail there, but that sounds fine. It's a decent plan. See, the problem is that sounds great, but my whole life, all I've wanted to do was travel. And I'm lucky enough where I have a father who supports my decision and is willing to help me prepare for it. I fear if I stay in the town I'm in with the people in it, I'm just going to fall deeper into a depression and it won't end well. It won't end good. I have all these plans and I realized the other night that none of them are what I want. Because what I want is to see the country, the world. I'm so conflicted and I have a pit in my stomach. It's making me sad and tearing me up. Well, thanks for posting. I hope this helps. I'm gonna try to give you the best advice that I can since you're looking for it. So let's set the scene, so to speak. Sounds like you've got a great dad. You've got a great dad because your dad believes in you and he wants to support you and he wants you to be happy, which is really what any decent dad would want for their child, is to do well and to be happy. You've got good friends, it seems. You've got a good girlfriend. It's clear that you care about her. You're willing to have her move in with you, so that's not insignificant. So I think one thing you have to consider on the topic of happiness, because that's really what this is about. You want to be happy. Your dad wants you to be happy. I'm sure your friend and your girlfriend want you to be happy. And it sounds like you're dealing with some depression right now. You say that if things stay the way they are, if you fear that if you stay in this town with the people in it, that you're just going to fall deeper into a depression and it won't end well. So that's not insignificant. Maybe you didn't give that a lot of thought when you typed it, but I think that you typed it for a good reason. So let's not lose track of that. So maybe one thing to consider is, what is it about this town, the people in it, that's making you feel depressed? And is it gonna go away if you're in a different place, or are you just running away from something that you need to face? I'm not saying you shouldn't travel. Don't get me wrong. It's good to travel, and I want you to. Really, I think you're 18. You're gonna be hard pressed to find a better time in your life to travel. But on the topic of happiness, happiness is a really fleeting thing. And it's my belief that our lives, that we have a hard time finding happiness in our lives without finding purpose. And we have a hard time finding proper purpose in our lives if our lives are ultimately self-serving. So I think our lives are going to be full of suffering. That's indisputable. Everybody suffers. But can you find a purpose behind your suffering? And if you can, then your life can have meaning. And that's really what people need in their lives for them to be happy. You need to know that your life has a purpose, has a meaning, that you're contributing something good. It's one of the reasons I try to do these videos, because I want to put some good out there. And I don't want to make this about me. That's not the point. But this isn't a one-sided problem. I think that's why you're struggling with it, and I think that's why you came to Reddit to get some advice. And I think that's something that's worth considering. Is what is it about your current situation that's causing these feelings of stress and depression? Like, what is it? Are you overwhelmed by the future ahead of you? Is it daunting that you're gonna need to get a degree in something, or a trade, or a skill, or make something of your life? Is the responsibility of that oppressive? And are you running away because you're hoping to escape it and live this life, and where you're constantly traveling? Because if that's the case, I worry the place where you end up will be 1,000 times worse than the place you are now. Because you're going to end up one day being 30, 40, 50, and yeah, you will have seen a lot of places, but you won't have, so shouldn't say you won't, but you might miss out on having deep relationships, on having a family, on having a child. And maybe that's important to you. Doesn't have to be important to anybody. There's a lot of happy people out there that don't have a family, don't have a child, but these are things to consider. Like, if you're feeling something, if something's bothering you, you can't shake it off, the most important thing is to not run away from that, because you can't. You can never run away from that. It won't let you. It's not that you can't try. It's just that you're going to be spinning your wheels, and you're going to think you've gotten somewhere, and realize that you're still, those feelings are still there, and they haven't been dealt with. And now the only difference is that you're X amount of years older. And so maybe that's something to consider. And I really want you to think about that, not because I'm trying to talk you out of traveling. I think you should travel. But just because I don't want you to end up in a worse place than you are now. So that being said, if you want to travel because you just want to have some fun before, things get too serious, it's okay. If you want to travel because you realize that this world is just beautiful and gorgeous, full of beautiful people and wonderful creatures and amazing scenery and fantastic culture, and you just want to see some of that, that's great, man. Dude, that's awesome. Go for it. Your dad is supportive. Man, it just lifts my heart to read that. You have a father who loves you that much, and then I'm sure he's not a dumb guy. Part of him is probably terrified, something may be happening to you because you're going to be in strange lands with people he doesn't know and places that aren't necessarily safe, but that's part of being a human being. You can't be safe. You can't be safe and feed your soul at the same time. Those things can sometimes and often seem to be, to me, in my opinion and in my experience, mutually exclusive sometimes. So you should definitely, definitely check your motivations, and I have a feeling that your motivations are a little bit of column A and column B. On one hand, it's clear to me that you're running away from something, and I don't know what that is, and I don't want to just guess, because I'm not doing you any favors that way. But you know yourself better, and you probably don't know yourself half as well as you should, because none of us do. We're very complex creatures. But think about it. Take a notepad and a pen and write about it. Spend a couple hours thinking about it. Don't just spend 5 minutes. This is your life we're talking about. And if you can pinpoint some things that are really bothering you and feeding that depression, And you need to face those things with truth. Like, you need to truthfully face those things, and not run away from them, because they're not going to go away if you're in New Zealand or some part of Africa or in America or wherever you end up going. They're not just going to go away. They're going to follow you there. But that doesn't mean that just because you have some issues that you also shouldn't travel if it's for a good reason. And that reason can be as simple as that you just want to see the beauty of the world out there. That's great. You can do both at the same time. So, if you just want my advice, think about your feelings and your fears and your stressors and face them. And maybe you can do some of that while you're traveling. And, if you're going to be backpacking through Asia or wherever else, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to sit down and, enjoy a beautiful scenery and think about the person you want to be and the person you are and your struggles and your strengths. You're going to have a lot of time for introspection, and I suggest that you take advantage of that. And, take your dad upon his offer if he's willing to help you out, help you prepare for it. Let your friends know that you love them. This is something that you really want to do. Let your girlfriend know that you care about her, and this is something that you need to do, and that's okay. It really is. And if your friends are worth their salt, they'll be happy for you, though they'll miss you. And if your girlfriend cares about you, she'll be sad and she might be upset, and she'll miss you. But if this is your dream to travel, and I don't know if this is 3 months or 3 years. I'm not sure what you have in mind. But whatever it is, keep a couple things in mind. Make sure that you're not just doing it to run away from your problems. And also think about the kind of life you want to have. You don't have to have everything figured out at 18. Most people don't have it at 35, and I'm still figuring things out as I go. But, don't let this time spent traveling be a waste either, Spend some time thinking about where you want your life to go, what you want to do with your life. And, maybe these travels will sort of open your eyes to that. Anyways, I feel like I'm kind of going on a tangent at this point, but I hope this was helpful. If it was, you're welcome to subscribe. I try to put these videos out about once a week, maybe a couple a week, on a good week. And if you think that this is interesting and you have friends, or you might know somebody that's going through a similar thing, I invite you to share it with them. As always, you can reach out to me if you have any questions. I don't have like thousands of subscribers or anything, so I'm pretty good at following up with people, and I genuinely want you to do well, and I hope this helps. Good luck.